So hello and welcome along to another edition of Isolation Interviews for Hospital Radio Reading and for my YouTube channel. And well, I'm super excited because my guest today is the very talented Joe O'Mara. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
I was going to say, funnily enough, we were actually supposed to record an interview last year. I don't know if you remember, you probably won't, but we were supposed to do it just as lockdown came, and so it never happened.
I know, but we're here. Better late than never.
Exactly. Now, obviously, the last couple of years has been tough for everyone. How have you found the new way of living, this strange world we live in now?
Oh, it's weird, isn't it? It's just a strange old time, I think, for everybody. Do you know what? I just spent my time getting fit and healthy and just trying to sort of focus on the music, really.
I was going to say, because it's obviously been a long time coming. The last album we had from you was about 17 years ago, I believe it was.
Yeah,
so,
a long time.
So what kind of made you get back into the studio and what made you want to do this album?
Do you know what? I was given the opportunity to get back in the studio and do another album. I love music, I live for music. So for me to go back in and do another album was just an instant yes please. So I literally jumped in there as soon as I could possibly get in there, and I'm really proud of the way that the album came out.
I mean, we will talk about the album in a little while because I've loved listening to it. Spent a lot of my time while Christmas wrapping and all that listening to the album. It's fantastic. But yeah, we'll talk about it in just a moment. But first of all, where did the love of music, where did that come from? Where did you kind of first realise that A, you could sing, and B, that was where your passion lay?
I found out I could sing on a karaoke machine when I was a kid. I got up and I sung the Locomotion in tune. I'd done the Kylie Minogue version. But my love of music has always been there. And as a young girl, I was always very much into like all the older singers like Connie Francis, Patsy Cline, Brenda Lee, Karen Carpenter, most definitely. So yeah, it's something that I've always had a passion for, especially country music.
And I mean, for you, obviously, growing up with music, and then obviously S Club 7 came about. How did that come? How did you kind of get used to being suddenly worldwide famous? Everyone knew you. Everyone wanted a piece of you.
Yeah, I know. It was literally that quick. It was literally overnight. I think because we'd done the TV show, and then as soon as the TV show went out, we was just instantly recognised. It was quite a strange time, but it was amazing. It was a lot of fun to be able to be travelling all over the world and filming these TV shows and making the music as well.
I mean, say S Club 7 was a big part of me growing up. I was a huge fan of the band. So obviously to get to speak to you now is just fantastic. Did you ever realise that the band would be so successful, would be so loved by all people of all ages?
No, I mean, you don't set out when you're starting a band or you find yourself in this position that we're going to be this and we're going to be that. We didn't have a clue. We were just sort of doing as we was asked to do and doing our jobs as well as that we could, and it just happened, and it was so surreal. But I'm so grateful that people took to it as much as they did, and I'm still here today.
I mean, what was the sort of maybe the strangest interaction you had with a fan? Because I imagine that when you're in a band, you get lots of fans of varying, differing kind of obsessions. So, what was maybe the strangest interaction you would have had?
Oh, probably like finding fans in your hotel room. That was always a weird one. But yeah, just all lovely though. No, I've never had like no nastiness or anything like that. But fans would give you like photos of their dogs and say, "Oh, can you put it on your fridge?" And I would. I'd go, "Yeah, cool." I love animals, so yeah, just strange things, but each to their own.
Now, obviously, we will talk. The new album is fantastic. With Love, it's called. It's a perfect all year round album because I was listening to some of the tracks, and although it's December, they've got quite a nice summer feel to them. I mean, I'd probably say my favourite track is Breathe In. I thought that is a beautiful track. I mean, what was going through your mind when you were putting these songs together?
I think when I was putting the album together, it was like a collective. I was just trying to make it. Don't put me in the ballad box because I know I'm very well known for singing the ballads, but I wanted to sort of explore with different sort of genres and stuff. So there's a little bit of R&B on there. There's some dance, like more dancey stuff on there, some country on there, obviously. So just a real mix. I just wanted to play around with all different styles.
And of course, there's a couple of S Club songs and also one of your solo tracks from your last album. What was it like to kind of go back to old stuff, but give them a new lease of life?
Amazing. I've enjoyed doing that so much, because you can take like these songs that are like, I mean, Never Had a Dream Come True is 21 years old, Don't Stop Moving's 20. To be able to bring them back after all these years and just give them a much more fresh feel has been incredible, and the fans have really appreciated it and really taken to them, so I'm very happy.
And I mean, going back, was there a sort of a favourite S Club song of yours? Maybe not necessarily, one that people would expect, but is there a song from that era that really sticks with you?
I think Reach for the Stars is definitely the one. Everybody relates to it, of all ages. You find it at most weddings. I think Reach for the Stars as a collective is probably the favourite song.
And you must have been quite honoured to have, so many songs. Because, I mean, artists are lucky if they maybe have one song that sticks. But S Club had so many. So you must be so honoured that they really reached the fans and that they were worldwide loved.
Really, so lucky. That's what I'm saying, to still be able to sing these songs after all these years. I feel like I'm really lucky, so I don't never take it for granted. And whenever I get up on stage and sing any of those songs, I remember back to a time when we was just 7 kids out there living a dream that we didn't know we could reach or not. And luckily we managed to make all our dreams come true.
Do you think there'll be more solo music in the future? Because I know that the fans want it. So do you think there will be more?
That is 100% happening. Sorry, please excuse the dog. I'm back in the studio in the new year. I'll be working on the next albums and getting out there and doing it live as soon as we're all allowed to.
I mean, that's the other thing, is obviously live shows haven't really happened. I mean, you did a few kind of concerts over Zoom, for a couple as well for your local NHS. So, I mean, how did that come about?
That came about when the first wave hit, and it was really, really terrible. And some nurses, Amanda Haynes, who I've stayed in contact with, the hospital in Rotherham, got in touch and said, spirits are really low. Would you be so kind to sing a song? So I decided to do Over the Rainbow. I'd done the Eva Cassidy version, and I dedicated it to everybody who works at the NHS, all the frontline workers, key workers, everybody that was working around the clock to try and keep us safe. And it just spiraled from there. Then I was just getting loads of calls and texts and inboxes saying, could you sing this one, could you sing that one? So it topped up being like my little NHS lockdown thing that I just started to do, just to say thank you and to try and raise people's spirits a little bit. And we've all stayed in contact since.
It must be nice to know that you're able to, with your platform, able to give back to the NHS. And I mean, what's your, sort of opinion, your thoughts on the amazing work that they've been doing? Oh, not just the last couple of years, but forever, really.
Forever. That's the thing. I think, it's probably taken something as serious as this for people to realise just how much we rely on them and how much we need to appreciate them. And I'm glad that they're finally getting the recognition that they should have had the whole time anyway. So I think we should be forever grateful, because I think we're very, very, very lucky to have them.
Now, I mean, going forward, is there a dream? Is there something you haven't had the chance to do that you would love to do going forward?
Oh, Joe, I've always got dreams. I think you can never have enough. Whether I'll ever reach them or make them, who knows? But I mean, I'd like to attend the Brits. I've wanted to, but I've never actually been. So I'd love to go there. I would love to go back to America and do some shows over there. So there's a lot of things that I'd like to do, and I think one of my biggest dreams is to go to Nashville. I'd love to go to Nashville and sing in the Bluebird.
Now, I mean, obviously, going back to the sort of the S Club days, of course, the TV series, which many people loved, and kind of people got to see a different side of you. And I imagine that, when you're in a band and, people don't get to see much of you, because all you're performing and everything, when you actually get to kind of show a bit more of your personality, that must be great to kind of really let people know that this is who I am.
Yeah, most definitely. But, I've never sort of been any different, really. I'm probably a lot more today I'm a lot more confident as a human being, and that's very important. But I don't know whether this is something that just comes with growing up and changing, growing and getting older. But I definitely feel a lot more confident in my own skin now, and I find it easier to let people see who I really am as a person.
And I mean, the other thing I sort of remember watching was obviously, you got to do so much because you also got to go and see a lot of wildlife. I mean, I remember the series where you got to all go and find your favourite animal. That was
wild.
Yeah. So what was that like to do?
Oh, that was an experience. Let's put it that way. I am a huge animal lover. I love to campaign for them. I'm very, very heavily involved in it, but I'm very scared. When I was chased by the orangutan, that terrified me. It was very different, and I was missing. I wasn't with Rachel when I was doing it, and I was really close with Rachel in the band, so I was pining for Rachel. But it was good fun, hard work, but very good fun, and also raised a lot of awareness for such a needy cause.
Now, I mean, like you're saying, I can't believe that, S Club was, that's about 25 years ago now. Do you find it weird when fans from that era come to you now and they've got their own kids and they're, telling you their stories? I mean, that must kind of make you feel like, oh my word, I can't believe it's been so long.
It makes me feel old, that's for sure. Like when, like original fans are rocking up to shows and they're like, oh, this is my 18-year-old daughter. And you think, wow, time moves very fast. It certainly does.
Now, I just want to say it's been a pleasure talking to you. But before we go, is there any messages that you would like to give to any of the patients who are currently stuck in hospital at the moment? Anything you'd like to say to them?
Just that I'm wishing you all well and have the best time in there that you possibly can, and hopefully everyone will be out soon and back with their loved ones, and I'm sending all my love always.
Oh, thank you, Jo. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for giving up your time. Of course, keep safe and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you for having me.